Shalom. This week's Sedra Toldos. One of the more challenging Mishnayos in Pirkei Avos deals with the charge to men to limit the amount of time that they talk to the women. In the Mishnah, Yossi ben Yochanan in Yerushalayim says, "Do not talk much with women." This was said about one's own wife. How much more so with the wife of somebody else? Therefore, the sages have said, he who talks to women brings much harm upon himself and neglects the study of Torah and will end up, ready for this one, in hell. If misunderstood, this Mishnah seems to be stating that there is something inherently nefarious about talking to women, as if women themselves pose a danger to one's own perfection. It is hard for me to accept this as Yossi ben Yochanan's intention, because we don't find anywhere else in Jewish literature that women pose a danger to men's perfection. To understand the true idea behind this Mishnah, one has to look at this week's Torah portion. This week we read of Yitzchak moving to a new city, the city of Gerar. Upon moving there, we read about how the men of the place asked about Yitzchak's wife. They wanted to know who she was, and Yitzchak said she was my sister. He said this because he was afraid to say that she was his wife, out of fear that the men would kill him because of Rivka, because she was beautiful. Hashem continued, and it came to pass, when Yitzchak had been living there for many days, that Avimelech, the king of the Plishtim, looked out of the window, and he saw Yitzchak was frolicking with Rivka, his wife. So Avimelech called Yitzchak, and he said, "Behold, wait a minute, this is your wife. How could you have said that she's my sister?" And Yitzchak said to him, "Because I worry that I'd be killed because of her." Avimelech said, "Wait, what have you done to us? The most prominent of the people, meaning the king himself, might easily have slept with your wife, and you would have brought guilt upon us." Avimelech wanted to take Rivka as a wife and was planning to until he realized that Rivka was actually Yitzchak's wife. There's nothing immoral about wanting to marry a beautiful woman, but Avimelech talks to the harm that he almost incurred in the zest for Rivka. It is this harm that helps us understand Yossi ben Yochanan's statement in Pirkei Avos. Women aren't the danger. It's the overwhelming desire for women that causes men to place themselves in a dangerous position. If men learn to channel their sexual drive, they can relate to women in a healthy manner without fear of sinning or losing perspective on where their energy should be directed. Yossi ben Yochanan offers that a healthy balance. In order to gain that healthy balance, a person should limit the amount of time that they spend talking to women. But how is limiting the amount of time speaking to women a healthy approach to balancing, carrying out healthy social norms, and keeping perspective? Speech is a manifestation of a person's direction and priorities. If a man finds himself talking to a woman, he must be honest with himself about whether he's talking for the instinctual thrill or for a healthy social outlet. Speaking to women and women themselves aren't the issue. It is men keeping perspective, as Yossi ben Yochanan talked about at the end of his statement when he said that somebody that talks too much to women will end up being mevatel Torah, they'll end up neglecting their Torah study. That's the real danger, is not keeping a proper perspective and balancing one's time. Shabbat Shalom.